It's a beautiful day for some DSA, and welcome back to the Cozy Club, my friends. We are here for another character spotlight, and this time, my friends, it is going to be the reworked Davy Jones, and we are super pumped here at the Cozy Club to have Mr. Davy Jones ready to go, reworked, and ready to be a lot more viable. If you guys watched my last, one of my last videos was about the top characters that I want to see reworked within DSA, and Davy Jones was on the list, and here we go. I wanted him to have more use of his minions, and that just happened, guys, with the Flying Dutchman. So today, we're going to be going over the ability priority, all of the new upgrades to his kit, where he best fits, what great teammates that can go along with Davy, and guys, things are looking up for Mr. Davy Jones. Now, we're going to go ahead and hop on over here to check out kind of what he can do as a whole. Guys, I just want to go ahead and say this right out the bat, that Davy is going to be a beautiful mix of both speed and offense, and his utility of powerful, harmful effects will have you collecting souls and damning people to Davy Jones' locker. Now, guys, Davy just altogether can control the battlefield and is one of those characters that he kind of Super Saiyans up, right? We've talked about this before. He's going to be upgrading himself over the course of the battle, so if you ignore Davy, well, he's just going to be putting in some crazy punches on your team. Not only that, but he's going to have minions come up more and more, having more chances to proc spells that you can get, you know, every now and then you're down just a little bit and you need to get that golden hammer out. Well, these Dutchmen, when they come up, will have full turn meter. Now, let's go ahead and look at his abilities and what they've updated as a whole, starting with his basic, guys. His basic swashbuckle is going to have a 55% chance to critical strike if the opponent has a harmful effect. Very solid. Nothing changed there. It's going to be a great basic if you do run out of his abilities. Do You Fear Defeat was always a very strong special. And guys, whew, this special is going to be dealing about 30k damage when it's set up properly. And when it's not, it's still dishing out 10, 15, 20k damage and inflicting silence for one turn and calling allies to assist. Now, what they did is they did remove the assist chance and added it to the passive. And now what it's going to look like is any of the attacks, Davy Jones is going to have his crewmates assist and deal bonus damage per Oceanic Villain ally. Now, that gives me hope, Cozy Club. It gives me hope not only for Ursula being a possible playable character. If we get her after getting the raids, I would love to see either a leadership or just another great Oceanic villain to tie in with this. But the more crew, the more Flying Dutchmen you have on the field, obviously the more damage that special is going to do. So you do it right when the battle starts. And then also, once it's gone through and he comes out of the chest, if he's already died, or if it's come back to his turn enough, he's going to be delivering a powerful blow, because by then you should have definitely enough minions on the board to do more damage. Now, let's go and look at the Kraken, the Time Is Up ability. This is insanity. You're going to see the Kraken come out. Love to throw this out on turn one. Elsa's a prime example. People love to pump up their Elsas as fast as possible. Well, if they pump up Elsa 2 turns in a row, well, guess what? You've got the big old Kraken coming out and delivering some heavy damage. It's going to be doing 8,000, 9,000 damage to flanking opponents as well. If it naturally expires, it's better. Or on the contrary to that, if you put it on somebody and kill someone like Baymax, who cleanses all of his teammates, well, then you're going to have the Kraken whip out and whip some butt too. You'll see that on some footage today. Now, the other 2 abilities that we did not get to is his chest. Now, we have this split up to 2. He's going to be summoning the dead man's chest when he dies. And the chest is a little bit wonky. I want to talk about it. Essentially, he's got about 8,000 health on the chest. And each time that he does come back, it takes 1 turn. It used to take 2. That has been slashed down to 1 turn. When he comes back up, he'll have 2 summoned Flying Dutchman crewmates, so that's already going to soup up his special that we just talked about, as well as there's some interesting mechanics with it. Essentially, when he responds, he's going to responds from the dead. Depending on how many crewmates you have out there in the Davy Jones locker, they're going to give him more and more health as he comes back. So, guys, overall, the chest got the exact bump that it needed to sustain within this meta, and overall, very, very powerful, because you're going to have Davy come back over and over, and it's just the most satisfying thing, because they're concentrated on your tanks, and if they don't get that chest down, well, Davy will come back up and wreak hell with his minions. Now, there are some weird things with the chest, talking about it in general. Essentially, the hammer is going to just push the chest forward and automatically have Davy come back to the field instead of reviving someone. I've seen the hammer take precedence of getting the chest up before other dead allies. Also, you can use Hero's Upgrade on the chest to get Davy back into the battle as fast as possible. Now, Davy's going to be fitting into a lot of teams. I've made him work in meta teams that can defeat Super Silence. We'll look at that in just a hot minute. Let's look at his last passive, and that's going to be the Recruit the Fallen. And every time a character is defeated, you will have a guaranteed chance. Once it's at tier 8, right now, you're going to have up to a 50% chance to get his Zombies Fallen Pirates here, guys. The Flying Dutchman crewmates have 8,000 health. They deal up to 1,200 damage, and it does scale. It does scale with Davy and how he's doing. My Flying Dutchman have up to 10,000 health, actually, instead of this 8,000 you see here. And they can deal, it says 1,000 damage, but consistently, guys, I am seeing these guys deal huge amounts of damage. I'm seeing them put out 3,000 damage over and over, and that really starts to stack up whenever the battle is longer. These battles are going to not be the quickest ones in the world unless you run the dash combo. However, you will usually win the battle of attrition. And guys, that is before we've seen the whole kit and caboodle of what these villains are going to have in store, guys. So essentially, all together, Davy is looking like a very solid unit. We're going to be talking about his ability priority here next and talk about what abilities you want to get up first on Davy and then focus on later on, because his abilities are really important. And I'm excited that Davy is back in the meta. All right, so guys, let's look at the last bit that we're going to talk about. We've got the ability priority. Going to show you guys some of this footage here behind me. Essentially, guys, just check out overall how much damage and synergy is happening on the battlefield. You're going to have Davy laying out the big hits, and you see just how many minions I'm stacking up here in battle. Guys, I do foresee Davy having a spot, and you know what? I love seeing characters built and kind of buffed up just like this. They're not crazy overpowerful, but with the right team and the right strategy, you can defeat just about any enemy that you face. Davy fits right into that Captain Gantu, which is a great ally for him, but fits right into that upgrading over time. If you ignore him, he's going to explode and kill your whole team. And so in a sense, you just stack many of those. So in this gameplay, love Eric. We're going to have an Eric Triton video coming out once I've had my hands on Eric. I'm about to unlock Triton here on stream in just a hot minute from this video's release, and we'll get that out in just a second. But Eric works wonderfully with Davy Jones, and altogether a very powerful ally. Now, I do love having Genie as an ally, as you're going to get multiple Genies going. You can Shadow Genie. You can get Genie stacking up, and then they've got two different minions that they're going to have to face. Dr. F is also a great ally with Davy Jones because he's going to be healing over and over and over. All these crewmates dying, these characters dying, your health is going to be through the roof. But guys, you should, with this combo, be maxing out how many spots you have, and overall should be dishing out some nasty damage. And then the last kind of great character that can tie in with these people are other Oceanic villains. So yes, a lot of us aren't going to have Davy Jones at 7-star. In fact, most of you guys won't. I am a big Davy Jones lover. Went after him way long ago when he was in the Oceanic packs, and I've been buying his shards from the premium store pretty much since launch. That's the only way you can get him outside of Club Conquest. So I know there's a pack right now, but if you want Davy Jones, make sure you're with a good Club Conquest team. Get the pack. Do what you need to do to get him. But guys, Davy is not going to disappoint, and I'm excited to see him with Triton, because I'm pretty sure that's where we're going to see the 15% offense up on Triton's leadership with Davy's massive damage. Start with Hero, and you're going to get some pretty crazy hits. Now, again, I love stacking with Genie just because of all the stuff they can do with it. Let's go ahead and look at his ability priority, and guys, we've talked about this on all the spotlights so far. Guys, ability priority is a must for Davy. We've got to make sure we get it right. Now, when looking at his ability priority, you're going to want to go ahead and start with his special here. That is going to be the first move in general you want to get up. Do you fear defeat? Then you're going to move on to Swashbuckle. Those are both the alpha abilities. Then it's going to get you a nice deal, 5% bonus damage per Oceanic Villain. That's going to be the next upgrade there on Do You Fear Defeat. Very much worth your time, and getting that 50% bonus damage as well is going to be huge later on. Then you want to go and get the basic, get that level 2 chest, which is going to be adding 20% max health restored per Oceanic Villain ally. That's villain and ally, essentially. But when he comes back from the dead, he can come back with almost max health if you have enough of these zombie crew members with him. Then you want to get the Fallen because you want him summoning these guys as much as possible. Davy Jones is pretty beta heavy, and he does have a lot of T8 gear 8 abilities that we don't have access to yet. That's going to make him even better. But for right now, this is the ability priority that you want to roll with. Guys, overall, Davy Jones is looking like a solid offensive character. Finally, the villains getting the treatment they deserve. I'm excited to see him paired with Triton, Eric, Ariel, Ursula, if we get her as a playable character. And overall, I think Davy Jones is going to be damning people to the locker more and more, guys. Hey, I just want to thank you so much for coming on over to the Cozy Club, hanging out today. Guys, every Saturday we have a character spotlight for you. Love that we got a rework. Tell me, are you pumped about Davy's rework? Do you want more villain love, my friends? We've been talking about not only villain love, but reworks in general, and we're 2 for 2, baby. So pretty excited about that. Guys, until next time, my friends, enjoy yourself, and you know what to do. Stay cozy.